Okay, I had to break and take a hint because these numbers were not adding up at all. So this was the row I was just like, I don't understand. Ugh. But I think finally, after, how long have I been doing this for? 20 minutes trying to solve this puzzle? Ugh. And I learned about fire for my efforts. Oh, I can't believe you succeeded. Thank goodness. Oh, we got them sick cave beats again. Cave beats? I meant to say club beats. Oh my goodness. Got too much archaeology on the brain. Neanderthals used fire for cooking, heat treating rocks to make them easier to nap, and to create an adhesive gum from the bark of birch trees. Charcoal remains don't decompose biologically and are excellent findings to date. Excellent. Like every Thursday, even though it's Wednesday, the students celebrated harder than usual. Party music filled the air, people danced, and there were groups chatting outside. Of course, I moved my body to the beat. When the song ended, I politely excused myself from the dance floor for a quick break. How do you politely excuse yourself? Like, was she dancing? I'm hoping she was dancing with somebody, because just to randomly excuse yourself from the dance floor, like, excuse me, I need to leave. It's past noon back home. Mom probably replied to my email by now. I entered the lab and leaned over the chair positioned before my laptop. It would only take a few moments to read. Deandre?
Leaving the party so soon?
Yeah. Checking my email. Something up?
Thought I'd ask you to dance.
Oh. Oh? Did you improve your driving the car?
I also added triple fist pump and the headphone knot to my repertoire.
Well, you'll have to teach me those moves. Sure, let's dance. Closing my laptop, I slipped past Deandre, intending to head for the main door. However, he remained rooted to the spot.
Actually, I thought we could try more of that lindy hop.
Really? Did you enjoy it?
I did. I thought it was more fun than club dancing.
Excited, I grabbed my laptop and ushered him upstairs away from the noisy chatter and the bass beat. Scrolling through the playlist, I selected a popular swing song and adjusted the volume. Oh, a private dance party just for you two. When I was done, I approached Deandre in the center of the room. Dancing Deandre. Stop, you guys are killing it. His hand slipped into mine and he placed his other arm around my back. Do you remember the basics from last time? Wordlessly, he guided me through the 8 steps, then leaned over me, causing my upper body to dip toward the floor.
Does that answer your question?
I giggled while he helped me up, and we returned to the rudimentary steps without the extra flourish. I'm impressed. I didn't think rugby players could dance so well.
Rugby isn't just about strength. You need flexibility and agility to survive those scrums and rucks. Besides, have you seen some of those dance celebrations after we score? Takes skill to pull those off.
Just please don't tackle your dance partner or toss me around like a ball.
What, like this?
His hands darted to my hips and he picked me up before spinning in a circle. I supported my hands on his shoulders until he lowered me down, making sure I was secure before resuming our original position. I think you're a little early to be learning those advanced aerial moves.
I'm a fast learner.
I was astonished by his ability to read and react to my movements when I introduced basic swing-outs. I guess it came with his rugby training. His actions were inconsistent, and sometimes he struggled to find a comfortable arm position, but he would correct himself by mimicking me. Whenever it clicked, he'd gain confidence and we would speed up or add a little flair. Soon we were both sweaty from the exercise and we called it a night. Not once did the smile leave my face. I was still grinning when I turned off the music.
Someone's beaming.
He playfully mussed up my hair. Well, it's been a while since I've had great dance chemistry with someone. It's hard to explain, but it's like our bodies know how to react, and it all flowed together like a choreography we'd already practiced. I've missed that sensation. Not sure if that made any sense.
No, I get what you're saying. I have teammates I've played with for years, and we can always predict each other's movements and work together. I hope the gap in skill level didn't hinder anything.
No, I had fun. Sometimes it's good to return to the basics. I admit I focus too much on wowing the crowd with advanced skills and neglect the simpler steps. Thanks for that, Deandre. I've always loved dancing, but I feel like you restored some of the spark I thought I lost.
Did something happen?
Well, I trailed off, not wanting to ruin the pleasant atmosphere, and Deandre's expression softened.
Maybe another time.
Yeah, another time. Stop my heart. It's too cute. You guys drown me in sugar every day. Oh, no. No! Not again! I've lost track of how many times I've restarted this. How long have I been here? 40 minutes or something? Please tell me this is right. Oh, thank God. At least I learned about flora remains. And Deandre caught my ball. Oh, but not that time. Whoops. Hey, Deandre, just give me a second. Feels like a long time since I've talked to you, but it's not really the case. Plant remains in Neanderthal sites are rare due to poor preservation. However, evidence of plant use have been found from tools specializing in grinding grain and seeds from burial sites. Neanderthals had knowledge of herbs and ate plants such as yarrow and chamomile. Wow.
Say, Mel. Do you have any plans this weekend?
Oh? Why?
I've noticed you've been eating nothing but camp food since you came here.
Yeah, I can't exactly walk to a local restaurant here.
Well, I'm not a top-tier chef, but if you'd like, I could swing by on the weekend and cook you something. Or next weekend if it works better.
Next weekend sounds great, or it is true, the way through a person's heart is through their stomach. Oh, are you cooking for me to get to my heart? Let's try it. You know me so well. I can't resist a home-cooked meal.
I take it as a yes. Sweet as. Is there any food you're fond of? Besides cheese?
He gave me a playful nudge with his elbow. I like almost anything, but I'm not big on red meat.
I'll see what I can do. Oh, wait.
He smacked his forehead with his free hand.
I forgot my brother needs the car for the weekend. Friday evening still okay?
It is. I look forward to it. Sweet as, Deandre. Thank you. Please don't be a 15 by 15. Oh, yes! I can do this! I can do this. This is so easy. Now? Of course I say that, and then I'll stick my foot in my mouth, but we'll worry about that later. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. We can do... Let's see. It's really all the help I'm gonna get, isn't it? Well, we'll just have to try a couple of things. Let's see what happens when we do that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Space. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's try this and see what happens. Do do do. Do 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 do. Okay. And that row is done. These are all going to have to. There we go. already come across a snag, I'm afraid. Well, what can I do here to help? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But actually, quite possibly, no, not probably, I seem to have messed up again. I'm gonna have to figure this out. Oh, actually that didn't take me too much longer. I just had to readjust my view on things. Pretty sure that's right. What? 0 on both sides. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 1. 4. 4, 4, 4. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 4, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. How is that incorrect? I'm gonna have to go scratch my head on this one for a bit. Give me a second, guys. Okay, I think this is what it wants me to do. What are you talking about? You are high. Okay, fine. This one is really picky. Finally. Thank you. Give me that hafting. Is that what that is? Darn it, Melissa. Well, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to read about hafting, I think. Hafting is attaching a handle to a blade, such as an axe or spearhead. Neanderthals hafted by sharpening one end of the flake to insert it into the wooden handle, and then use glue such as bitumen or birch tree bark or binding material to keep it attached. Sorry, I'm still perturbed over that puzzle. I've solved it like 3 or 4 different ways, and I'm like, no, that's not the right way we want it to be, even though the answers were still worked. Meh. Anyway. Wow, what a setup. I gazed at the ingredients on the counter. An onion, a bottle of olive oil, strips of chicken, mushrooms, garlic cloves, and 3 or 4 types of herbs and seasonings. Oh yeah, Deandre's cooking for me. There was a pot nearby, although the stove was off. The oven was being preheated while Deandre diced mushrooms on a wooden board. What are we making?
We? I thought you were gonna lounge around and relax while I did the honors.
Oh please, I'm used to preparing meals alongside you. I'll at least slice the onion. I grabbed the vegetable and rummaged through the drawer for a knife.
I know you. The faster we work, the quicker you can eat. And we're making a penne pasta dish with chicken.
I eyed the shallow pan and then the oven. Sounds like a casserole.
Ugh.
Someone looked up recipes that are popular in America. His hands froze and I knew I hit the mark. He chuckled and resumed slicing the mushrooms.
Recipes popular in America that also required a lot of cheese. I thought it would be too obvious if I went the cheeseburger or pizza route, but I wanted to make something you'd be familiar with. The recipe called for beef. However, I've made a few changes.
Aww, what a sweetheart. It didn't take long to finish slicing all of the required ingredients. Soon, Deandre mixed everything over a saucepan. After he added the herbs and black pepper, a savory aroma wafted through the air. Since I wasn't much help at this point, I cleaned the counter and put away the utensils we didn't need.
When do you return home?
The following Saturday.
Looking forward to going back? Have a special someone waiting for you?
Well, aren't you fishing for info? No, nothing like that. What about you? I tensed briefly, despite my confidence in his response.
No, not at the moment.
So you've dated before?
Oh, the penne's done. Can you drain it? Thanks. Anyway, I've had a few flings in New Zealand, but nothing serious. You?
I poured the steaming contents over a sieve already placed in the sink. After I set the pot down, I tilted the sieve to drain the remaining liquid. I had a boyfriend a few years ago. He was my dance partner, but we broke up after 3 years. So that's where that dance chemistry came in. I watched him mix the final ingredients together in a large skillet, including the penne I had passed to him.
I guess it was after high school? That tends to happen when people go off to different colleges or move.
That's exactly it. I wanted to stay in Los Angeles, but he got offered a scholarship if he attended this university in Northern California. We tried to maintain a relationship, but we quickly learned the 5-hour drive was too much. We just couldn't find the time to visit each other, and he met new people, so... It was hard, but we decided it was better to end it.
Sounded like he meant a lot to you.
Yeah, he was my first love. I guess you can say I fell for him so hard I saw stars. And blood.
What?
Anyway, that's my relationship status at the moment. I kicked myself for even mentioning how I broke up. He must have thought I was gently shutting down any idea of a long-distance relationship. Oh no, don't do that, Melissa. I watched as Deandre opened the oven, using one mittened hand to slide the casserole dish onto the rack. When he was done, he set the timer, then did the same for his phone. His movements indicated he felt as awkward as I did now. Gosh, you two. You're the worst. Topic change. Maybe I can suggest a walk?
We should toss the old ball around to help pass the time.
Sure. That sounds great. He grabbed his trusty rugby ball and ushered me toward the forest. I'm surprised he wants to play catch with me, considering how many times I've hit him in the face with it. We moved to a clearing that still had the building in sight, but also provided enough space to throw the ball around without the chance of smashing a window. When we were about 10 paces apart, he performed an underhand throw, and I caught the ball with only a minor fumble. At least the ball was easy to grip, even if my fingers felt stubby holding it and I tossed it back. My aim was inaccurate, and I thought it would sail past Deandre. Instead, he leapt high into the air and caught it with one hand. She made it look so easy. Now I was tempted to toss it haphazardly to test his reflexes. The simple activity lost its appeal, though, and even Deandre sensed it.
Wanna try to run the ball past me?
My eyes sized up his height and physique. You're not going to try and tackle me, right?
It'll be one-touch rugby. It's as harmless as playing tag.
I admit I was curious to see a match between our agility. A dancer versus a rugby player. At least it didn't involve catching. Using the ball, Deandre gestured to the haystack behind me.
That'll be the goal line for me. You score a try. Think touchdown in American terms, if you can make it to the 2 large trees behind me.
To help indicate my goal, he tied his hoodie to one of the trees.
You don't need to be all stylish and hurl yourself at the ground while scoring. As soon as you catch it, start running. Ready, Mel?
He leaned over as he threw the ball underhandedly. It was intentionally a few paces short to encourage me to sprint. As soon as my hands clasped the ball, I hugged it to my chest and dashed left. He side-shuffled toward me, intending to block me off. When I zigzagged to the right, he started to close the distance. My eyes darted about for an opening. His arm extended out, and I practically dove under it, using my height to my advantage. He staggered forward, not used to dealing with someone of my frame. Whoa, can't believe that worked! I glanced back to see if he recovered from my surprised duck.
Oh my!
Ah! Should not have looked back! Eep! That sheer look of determination was intimidating. My legs pumped faster, and I felt a flicker of hope as I zoomed toward the end goal. That's so cute. What happened? Oh. My vision got blocked by a moving obstacle, and my feet were lifted into the air as strong arms hugged me close. I was now going in the complete opposite direction, the ball sandwiched between us. I was unable to move my arms to force the ball free. Well, that's one way to score a try. He lied about the tag analogy. Not that I mind. Seconds later, I felt my back hit the soft haystack, but I resolved to keep the ball out of his possession.
Score!
It doesn't count if the ball doesn't touch the hay. Accepting my challenge, he tried to grab the ball, but I extended my arm over my head, keeping it beyond his reach.
You guys are too cute!
Using one hand to support himself, he practically hovered over me as his fingers brushed against the ball, causing it to fall out of my limp hold. I couldn't see the result, but I heard the faint sound of the ball hitting something solid. Ah, you win.
I don't think it touched the hay.
Let me guess, Kyler's head. Okay, it doesn't count.
Someone's fussy about the rules.
Oh my. Things are just going along so quickly. Look at all these pictures. We were both winded from the sprint. Unwittingly, his fingers grazed against mine, and he halted to gauge my reaction. I wrapped my fingers around his own, giving them a gentle squeeze. He responded with the same gesture before slowly lowering his face toward mine, his lips slightly parted. Hello? A blaring tune jolted us out of our trance, and he hastily fished out his phone, uttering an apology as he hit the call button.
Hello?
I heard a deep, muffled voice from the other end, speaking French. Deandre responded cheerfully, although his eyebrows furrowed from the interruption. While he talked, I made funny faces in an attempt to lighten the mood. He tried to ignore me, but his expression strained to stay neutral after I stuck my tongue out. He retaliated by tickling my stomach, and I giggled. I have no idea who this is. J'entends quelqu'un ou je ne sais pas vous interrompre au milieu de quelque chose non?
Vous pouvez dire que plus.
Elle a l'air mignonne.
Elle est.
Deandre gave my hand another affectionate squeeze. At least he made it obvious the discussion was about me. Deandre gave him a few disengaged responses and then cut the call.
Oh.
He groaned, but the smile returned to his face. Who was that?
My brother. He wants the car. Now. I think he can afford to wait a few minutes.
His face inched toward mine again, only for another obnoxious tune to chime. Exasperated, he flopped onto the hay next to me, and I laughed at the timing. What is it now?
It's dinner. We should head back now unless you want improvised flambe.
Maybe another time. Once Deandre had removed the dish from the oven and placed it on the stove to cool, we moved toward the gate entrance.
Sorry about that. I wanted to stay a little longer, but my brother had dibs on the car first.
I guess you could have taken the train.
It was easier to carry the ingredients in the car. At least you'll have something to last you the weekend. I promise, it tastes even better when it's a day or two old.
I bet. You made it before?
I wanted to make sure it tasted good. My family were my test subjects. Sorry for not dining and dashing. I'll see you Monday morning.
He leaned over for the routine cheek kiss and delivered a light peck. Halfway through the custom, he paused before my face, then impulsively brushed his lips against mine instead. Ah! Why is there no picture for that? It only lasted a second, but the touch sent an electric current through me and my eyes widened in response. When we separated, he reluctantly walked toward the car.
Have a good evening, Mel.
You too, Deandre. Thanks for the meal. I know it'll taste great. So cute, though. You guys are so adorable. I need stress relief so bad. Why you gotta do this to me? Ah! Looks like we're full out. I hope that's a good sign. Good sign of things to come. Okay. We'll go to the lab. Volunteer. Good. Go to the lab, and we are going to do 2 internets, because gosh darn it, that stupid stress. Cave. Volunteer. Cave. Internet. Internet. As much as I hate to do this. Cave. Volunteer. Or I could do 2 dances. And still have a catch in here somewhere. Okay, we'll try that. Why am I so diligent and rational? Ow! Only 2 objects to clean in the lab, eh? 9, 17, what's that, 24? Okay, close enough. 6, 11, 15. Yeah. Alright. Eurasian cave lion. I shall read about it. Eurasian cave lion. A subspecies of extinct lion that roamed Eurasia between 370,000 and 10,000 years ago. They would enter caves to hunt cave bear cubs or other weak hibernating animals. Explains why many of their bones are found in caves after accidentally waking up a protective mother bear. Ooh. And when turned on its side, I blanked out before my journal and blew out a defeated raspberry. I was doing my usual entry and had scooted my chair away from the lab group to focus. How else am I supposed to describe this rib bone besides that it's brown, dirty, and ribby? I adjusted the bone resting on the table. I was in the process of a little sketch of it as well.
Writing in your diary again?
Journal, and yes. Yep, figured as much. I heard a chair pull up next to me, then Deandre casually wrapped his arms around my shoulders as he peered over to observe my work.
And you do this every day?
Any day I got something worth writing about. Right now I'm summarizing what I've cleaned today.
Any mention of me?
It's not a diary, but I probably mentioned you a few times in passing. Maybe. I stuck out my tongue playfully as his eyes skimmed my pages.
Grammatical error, Mel.
He pressed a thumb against my page, right under its side.
You can remove the apostrophe since it's a possessive determiner, not a contraction.
Yeah. And that's... He picked up the rib to demonstrate.
When you use its, always think of it as it is. Like, it's a bone. While an example of the possessive form of it is, the bone, buried its dog.
That's a terrible example.
Okay, improvising isn't my strong suit, and I'm too stuck on the dog buried its bone example. I'm learning English well, just teaching it is a different matter.
I delicately erased the apostrophe. At least Sherry didn't grade me for grammar and spelling. Well, I thought you did a great job, even without any classes and lessons prepared in advance. Thanks for the tip. Should I be embarrassed?
English is my major. Archaeology's yours. I skimmed the rest of your page, and I don't know what Mousterian or debitage mean.
Ah, you know how Rosemary works on stone tools? See, while I explained the terms, I heard Deandre sigh. Oh, sorry. Did it bore you?
It's not that. You really have to return this Saturday?
Yes.
America is so far. Wish you lived in Europe at least.
Should I move over here?
You got family and school back home. It wouldn't be right for you to leave everything behind.
Then you move to California.
Ugh, can't. I finally got my rugby career taking off here, and I've been away from my family long enough.
Then we both moved to Portugal. He ruffled my hair affectionately.
Well, that's one way to compromise equally.
Kyler just boop. We heard the door creak as Kyler exited the museum and passed us. He paused briefly, taking notice of Deandre, who still hugged me from behind.
I know, it's not what it looks like. Actually, it is.
Poor Kyler. To reaffirm, Deandre gave me a brief squeeze before loosening his hug.
Aw, figures. You two were made for each other.
Kyler! Oh, gosh. Don't be jealous, sweet BB. You'll get your turn one day. Once Kyler left, I couldn't help but grin and refer back to Deandre's answer. Oh, is it now?
Well, if you're okay with the long distance. I'm still wrestling with the idea myself.
I tilted my head back, deep in thought. I appreciated Deandre's honesty, and it wasn't an easy choice. When I broke up with my ex, I was 18 and we still both lived in the same state. Would it be any different now that I was a little older? I've grown since then, right? Ahem! Ugh! Deandre jolted upward with perfect posture as my professor stared disapprovingly. I knew it! I knew it was you! Ahem! Despite his size, he looked like a child who was caught stealing a cookie before dinner. I'd appreciate it if you refrained from making a move on my student while she's learning.
Of course, ma'am. I didn't mean any disrespect by it, honest. I was just... I promise not to do it again.
Thank you. This is her final week, and it is of the utmost importance that she concentrates. And you should do the same. You've improved significantly since you first started, Deandre, but I only assist students who are serious about the elective.
I understand. I apologize for my behavior, and I'll stay focused from now on.
I was surprised by how polite Deandre was. He did mention how strict the teachers were here. He must be used to it.
I won't distract Mel during her lessons.
Deandre gave me a sly wink as he left for the lab, and I barely hid my knowing smile before turning to Sherry. To be young again, right? Don't act like you're not guilty. It takes two, you know. I'm not discouraging your relationship with him, but there's a time and place for everything. This is true. You're right. I promise to stay focused as well. Thank you. You can start by finishing your journal. Will do, Sherry. Sorry, Sherry. Ow. Gosh darn it. Of course I succeed there, don't I? Let's clean this quick. 5, 9, 12. Yeah. Decent. I got it right on, man. What do you want from me? Meh. And I learned about woolly rhinoceros. I'll have to read about that, I guess. Oh, thank goodness. Succeeding on the internet. Phew. Oh no, oh no, oh no. What do I have today? Right, guess I'll work on this.